this to you or after?
Nope. No, it's yours for the day.
Okay. From what I understood from my quote was live in the present, not the past. So Henry Ford said, history is bunk. The main points I'll talk to you about are like past, present, future. In the past, you can't always just think about your accomplishments that you've done in the past because sometimes they don't really mean anything anymore. It's done, like you can't do anything about it. I one time went to a math competition in like elementary school. I was all happy about it, thought I was really good at math, and now I am, but I'm lazy, I don't do anything. So, I mean, as much as I want to say I'm good, I'm sort of not. Like, I have an award, but it doesn't really mean anything. And then the present, you're doing it now, so like, you always have to focus in the time that you're doing it. Going to college is a big thing. A lot of people don't do it. I mean, it's a great accomplishment. And then the future, you can't think about the future too much because you can't build a reputation on something you haven't done. That's pretty dumb if you ask me. I can't say I'm gonna do something and just be all happy about it if I haven't really done it. It doesn't make any sense to me. That's it.
No, you keep that. Thank you. All right, Javier, you kind of use your thesis statement as your attention device. You've taken an interpretation of the quote, which I thought was a pretty good interpretation, and you kind of jump right in with the thesis, and I think you could probably do something that would lead us in a little bit more gracefully and make it a little bit more interesting. But I did appreciate the fact that you had a point of view at the beginning. Your preview, basically you told us what the kind of organizational template was that you were going to use, but I don't know that you had really thought much about what you were going to say on those points, and that's, you know, the content. I thought your first content was pretty good, talking about an experience in the past that you had where, you know, it doesn't really mean anything because maybe I was fine once upon a time, but I'm lazy, and I like the story that you told and kind of the perspective that you had on that. I thought that you did okay on that. The other 2 points, though, just were so ambiguous, and they just felt like they were going in circles, and you needed to have something to tell. I always tell people that they give a better speech in the car on the way home later on. You're going to think of 3 or 4 things. You say, I could have said that, I could have said that, I could have said that. They'll come to you, and then you'll kick yourself and say, why didn't I do that? Because, you know, I could see that you knew what you were supposed to be doing, but you just weren't getting there. And so I think that that's a problem when it comes to content. On delivery issues, you've got some things that are going pretty well for you. I think your voice is pretty forceful when you're projecting at us. There's a pretty good variety in the voice also. I did feel a little bit like you were rushing a bit. The fact that your speech was kind of short also seems to suggest that you were rushing a little bit. You have some nervous behaviors that you engage in, that your anxiety is coming out in your feet. You keep swinging your one leg back behind you and turning to the side, and you have this hand rubbing thing that you do that's like, you know what, that's where your anxiety is all coming out. Because if I'm just listening to your voice, you're doing pretty well. And if I'm watching your face, look, you got some nervous smiles, but they didn't look like they were panicky. It was like, you know, I'm thinking about something that's kind of fun, you know, like when you're talking about getting the award as a kid, but not really working on it. You know, that looked natural, you know, but I could tell that there's some anxiety coming out there, mostly because you're struggling with what you're going to be saying next. And but your eye contact was really solid. And like I said, your facial expressions, I think they're animated. The gestures, sometimes it's just too much. I can see that you want to be engaged, and I think that's good. So we've got some good indicators there, but there's also that, like I said, when you turn the body and step back and you swing your arms out wide, I think that's one of those nervous kinds of things. Like, it's almost like throwing your hands up in the air. I don't know what to say, you know, that kind of thing. So you need to be a little bit more connected to the subject matter. That will help you. All right, thank you.